Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
Hopefully things are going well for you guys. Anyway, let's all remember the Sega Genesis. I mean, you guys can go at each other in regards to the 16-bit showdown, but hey, I'm just worrying about the games that were just fond of good times in regards to the Sega Genesis. And yeah, it's a much more beloved Sega console, and we begin to see compilation discs in regards to, of course, Sega Genesis games. Hell, there was even a Sega Genesis Mini that indeed had built-in Genesis games. And, yeah, the Genesis was a really big deal, and it's a fierce competitor to the SNES, like, for crying out loud. But hey, enough talk, let's all focus on the games you play on a Sega Genesis. The top 5 games on Sega Genesis, or top 5 Sega Genesis games. Number 5 on the list is Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, that didn't surprise anyone, absolutely, but hey, we can't just leave out that blue hedgehog. Besides, we're talking about a fun platformer. Fun and challenging, fast-paced gameplay, a great soundtrack, hidden levels to look out for, great level design. This is the game that wanted to step up to the plate, and this hedgehog gave Mario quite a hell of a footing. I mean, seriously, this game has a hell of a fucking legacy. I mean, you have played it, your grandma played it, so did your parents. This game is definitely the most cherished out of all of the games on the system. So it was a no-brainer that it was going to be added to the list. Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog, we know. Number 4 is Castlevania Bloodlines. This Genesis exclusive experience is something I was more fond of compared to Super Castlevania 4. I ended up having the game when I was a kid. I ended up getting the game again when I got my new Genesis system. I rejoiced when Konami decided to add that game to their anniversary collection, and I rejoiced more when it got added to the Sega Genesis Mini. Bloodlines aims to take advantage of the Genesis hardware and just goes to town. You start to see all kinds of ambitious stuff. Also, you start to see some crazy and creative shenanigans as a result, and at times, the game can be mind-blowing for its time, and in some areas, trippy. The level design is just incredible for a Genesis game, and the gameplay is challenging and addicting like any other Castlevania game in a nutshell, especially classic Castlevania game in a nutshell. And the game's soundtrack is a hell of a bop. Castlevania Bloodlines is just a hell of a ride and just, in my opinion, one of the best of the series. Number 3 is Shinobi 3. Ha, number 3. Shinobi 3. Ha, funny. Okay, I'm sorry. Shinobi is basically Sega's competitor to Ninja Gaiden. No shit. However, the third entry in the series was more fond of in the Genesis community, and basically was kind of more featured in compilation discs, as I seem to notice. And yeah, you just wind up with stellar design, a great soundtrack, and a great action-packed gameplay experience when you're playing Shinobi 3. And this game can be in some areas brutal if you are not careful. Gameplay-wise, there are things worth discovering, especially in terms of mechanics. And as you discover things, you wind up taking advantage of things, and yeah, this game is going to basically test you, so you are going to wind up taking advantage of these wonderful things you learn in the game. However, Shinobi 3 is a really enjoyable experience. Number 2 is Columns. Alongside Puyo Puyo, there was another puzzler that Sega made, and they didn't throw some coat of paint. Columns stayed Columns, and it didn't become another Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine scenario. And yeah, Columns is a match 3 marathon puzzler, and as you go further in levels, the speed changes, and it is endless unless you get a game over, and the goal is basically get a higher score, and how far can you go, and how higher can you score. Kind of similar to other marathon puzzlers like Tetris. Hey, but however, this game will definitely have you learn to create chain combos. You are winding up getting rewarded more in terms of chain combos. I ended up learning about that later. But, okay, you know what? Let's get right on going. Okay. However, you do also have the solve type mode where you can just get tested on how fast you can solve like a puzzle, but I tend to favor more to the marathon arcade run more. And yeah, when you just get the hang of the game, and especially the chain combos, it is just really satisfying as you just wind up scoring a whole lot and you're getting more further in terms of levels, and add in the calming tunes and an aesthetic direction that vibes, and you have a great puzzle game. Sega needs to bring that franchise back. We need another Columns game. Come on. Number 1 is Streets of Rage 2. This game is a hell of an improvement over the first game, definitely. You wind up with more characters, wonderful ambitious design, addicting music to listen to, crazy new moves to master, fun with a friend as well, and you're having all the fun you can have when you're playing Streets of Rage 2, especially when you just wander the streets and just punish every asshole who wants to be a douchebag. The game is just, it has a hell of a cult following, and you can tell why. This is a franchise-defining entry, and this is a defining title in the beat-em-up genre, and this is a defining title in the Genesis lineup. I mean, it is a great game to just stay calm and Grand Upper! I'm sorry, it just did that. But hey, you should play Streets of Rage 2. Hella fun. Anyway, that's gonna do it for our top 5 list on Sega Genesis games. I have been more fond of the Sega Genesis compared to the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, but I'm not gonna jump in and delve into this 16-bit showdown because, well, I like both consoles. I know there was reasons behind it, but I regret not getting a Neo Geo when I was a kid. But hey, at least I got a Genesis. I had a good time with the Genesis. But anyway, that's gonna do it for you guys in this wonderful top 5 list, and I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out.